Imagine a tractor so powerful it could rip the ground apart, or so dangerous it was banned before farmers even got the chance to use it. These machines weren't just tractors, they were beasts that governments and companies were too scared to let survive. From deadly design flaws to unstoppable power that broke every rule. Today we're diving into the 10 tractors that were banned forever. Buckle up, because some of these stories are shocking enough to make you question how they were even built in the first place. Number 1. Fordson Model N. Early versions. When Henry Ford launched the Fordson Model N in the 1930s, it was nothing short of a revolution in agriculture. At a time when farmers were still heavily dependent on horses and manual labor, this tractor provided a cheaper, more accessible alternative to larger, expensive machines on the market. The Model N quickly became one of the best-selling tractors of its era, spreading across Europe and North America. It was especially popular in Britain, where it gave smaller farms the ability to mechanize their fields for the first time. But alongside its popularity came a terrifying reputation. Farmers soon discovered that the Model N, particularly the early versions, had a dangerously high risk of flipping over backwards when pulling heavy loads, or if the clutch was released too suddenly. The tractor's weight distribution and relatively light front end made it highly unstable during tough work like plowing or hauling. Unlike today's tractors, which come with rollover protection systems, ROPs, or enclosed cabins, the Fordson offered no protection at all. A sudden backward flip almost always ended in the operator being crushed under the machine. The situation became so alarming that the Model N earned the chilling nickname, the Widowmaker. Stories spread quickly across farming communities about fathers, sons, and workers losing their lives in rollover accidents. Accident reports climbed into the thousands, catching the attention of both the British and American governments. Safety campaigns were launched, and regulators demanded improvements. Eventually, stricter safety standards and public pressure forced Fordson to modify its designs, strengthening stability and later introducing rollover bars in future tractor generations. While the Fordson Model N played an important role in mechanizing farming, its early versions became infamous as some of the most dangerous tractors ever built. Many regions discouraged or outright banned their use, cementing their dark legacy in farming history. Number 2. Allis-Chalmers D-Series, D15 and D17. Allis-Chalmers was once a proud name in American agriculture, competing head-to-head with giants like John Deere and International Harvester. When the company introduced the D-Series in the 1950s and 60s, it was expected to bring modern, versatile tractors to farms across the country. And in many ways, the series delivered. Tractors like the D15 and D17 were powerful, fuel-efficient, and stylish for their time. But hidden within these machines was a deadly flaw that would soon tarnish their reputation. The braking systems on the D15 and D17 were notoriously unreliable. Farmers found that the brakes sometimes worked inconsistently, and in many cases they failed completely on slopes or when pulling heavy equipment. Imagine driving a tractor down a hill with a loaded trailer, pressing the brake pedal, and realizing nothing was happening. The result was often catastrophic. Runaway tractors crashed into barns, fences, and even homes, with several accidents resulting in fatalities. Word spread fast in farming communities. Lawsuits began piling up as families sought accountability for accidents caused by brake failures. In some states, agricultural authorities went as far as issuing warnings against the use of these specific models. Tractor dealerships quietly began pulling them off the shelves, and their reputation collapsed almost overnight. Allis-Chalmers did attempt to redesign the brakes in later versions, but the damage was already done. The stigma surrounding the D-Series was so strong that farmers no longer trusted them, even after improvements. Over time, these tractors were unofficially banned in many regions, not by a single government decree, but by widespread rejection from the farming community itself. Today, the D15 and D17 remain a cautionary tale of how a single design flaw can destroy a tractor's future. Number 3. Deutz Fahr D40. In the aftermath of World War II, Germany was rebuilding, and its industries were eager to show innovation and resilience. Deutz Fahr, one of the oldest names in agricultural machinery, introduced the D40 in the 1950s as part of this rebuilding effort. On paper, it was a modern and efficient machine that promised to help European farmers recover and modernize their fields. It was compact, reliable in most conditions, and featured the company's signature air-cooled diesel engine, a unique selling point compared to the water-cooled engines of competitors. But as the 40 began spreading across farms, a dangerous flaw emerged. The tractor's fuel system was prone to leaks, and when combined with the intense heat of its air-cooled engine, it created the perfect recipe for disaster. Farmers began reporting sudden fires, sometimes while driving in the field, and other times while the tractor was simply idling. Crops, barns, and entire machines were lost in the flames. The situation became so widespread that insurance companies started refusing to cover the model, labeling it too risky to insure. German regulators were forced to step in, issuing restrictions and bans on sales of the D40 until design changes were made. Farmers who had invested their hard-earned money in the tractor felt betrayed, and many quickly abandoned it for safer alternatives. Although Deutz-Fahr eventually overcame this dark chapter and went on to produce some of the most reliable tractors in Europe, the D40's fiery reputation stuck with it. Collectors today still talk about it as the fire starter, a tractor that literally burned its way into infamy. Its ban remains one of the most notable in German farming history, proving how a small engineering flaw can have devastating consequences. Number 4. John Deere 4020. Modified gray market imports. The John Deere 4020 is often celebrated as one of the most legendary tractors in farming history. Introduced in the 1960s, it was part of Deere's new generation lineup that completely changed the tractor industry. Known for its reliability, versatility, and groundbreaking power for the time, the 4020 became a farmer's favorite across North America and beyond. Even today, restored models are highly sought after by collectors and working farms. But while the official John Deere 420 earned praise, its reputation was dragged into controversy in the 1970s and 80s due to the rise of gray market imports. These were tractors originally built for overseas markets, such as Asia, South America, or Africa, where local laws and safety requirements were very different from those in the US. Many of these exported tractors were later re-imported into the West by dealers or private sellers looking to profit from the demand for used Deere machines. At first glance, they looked like standard 4020s, but under the hood and in their construction, they were far from safe by US and European standards. Most lacked critical safety features such as rollover protection structures, ROPs, compliant braking systems, and emission controls. In some cases, even basic operator guards and lighting requirements were missing. Farmers who unknowingly bought these gray tractors quickly ran into problems. Insurance companies refused to cover accidents involving them, and governments soon caught on to the dangers. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission (CPSC) and similar European bodies declared these gray market tractors illegal for sale, registration, or road use. John Deere itself was forced to issue public warnings, advising farmers not to buy from unauthorized importers and even offering trade-in programs to help owners replace their illegal machines. While the official John Deere 4020 continues to be celebrated as one of the greatest tractors of all time, its illegal cousins became blacklisted and effectively banned forever from legal use in regulated farming regions. Number 5. International Harvester 560. International Harvester IH was one of the most powerful names in American agriculture during the mid-20th century, often competing neck and neck with John Deere for dominance in the tractor market. When IH released the 560 model in the late 1950s, it was supposed to mark a new era of large-scale farming power. Sleek, modern, and boasting higher horsepower than its predecessors, the 560 was marketed as the machine that would lead farmers into the future. But what seemed like a brilliant step forward quickly became a disaster. The engineers at IH had made a critical mistake. Instead of designing a brand new transmission strong enough for the tractor's power and workload, they reused a transmission originally built for smaller, less powerful models. Under normal farm work, this mismatch spelled disaster. The gearbox failures were catastrophic. Farmers reported gears slipping, transmissions locking up mid-operation, and in some cases, tractors stalling completely in the middle of the field. With heavy equipment attached, this was not just frustrating, it was dangerous. Implements broke, accidents occurred, and downtime cost farmers thousands of dollars. The problem became so widespread that lawsuits poured in against International Harvester. Farmers demanded compensation, and dealerships were forced to handle endless complaints. Eventually, IH had no choice but to issue massive recalls of the 560. In certain states, agricultural authorities even stepped in, banning further sales of the tractor due to safety concerns and liability risks. The 560 fiasco damaged IH's reputation so badly that it contributed to the company's long-term decline. Many historians of agricultural machinery point to the 560 as the turning point when IH began to lose its edge against John Deere. What was supposed to be a flagship success became a cautionary tale of corporate shortcuts and engineering missteps. Number 6. Land's Bulldog. Later versions. Few tractors are as iconic in Europe as the Land's Bulldog. Introduced in the 1920s, it was famous for its simplicity, durability, and unique single-cylinder hot bulb engine. Farmers loved it because it could run on almost any fuel, diesel, kerosene, or even crude oil, making it highly versatile in tough times. During the interwar years and well into World War II, the Bulldog became a symbol of German and European farming, powering fields when resources were scarce. But what made it so successful in the early 20th century became its downfall by the 19th. As environmental awareness grew, governments across Europe began introducing stricter regulations on noise and emissions. The Land's Bulldog's outdated hot bulb engine was the exact opposite of clean. It produced massive clouds of thick black smoke, spewed unburned fuel, and created deafening noise levels that made it almost unbearable to operate for long hours. By modern standards, the Bulldog's engine was a nightmare. It was inefficient, dirty, and extremely polluting. Countries like Germany, France, and the UK began tightening their road and farm vehicle standards, and the Bulldog failed every test. Farmers who wanted to continue using them could only do so privately, but registering them for road use or legal farm operations became impossible. In many cases, authorities outright banned the later versions from being used commercially. Still, the Land's Bulldog holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. Vintage tractor enthusiasts admire its rugged simplicity and unique design, and restored Bulldogs often appear at agricultural shows across Europe. But in terms of practical farming, these machines are long gone, permanently retired, not because they were unsafe mechanically, but because they became environmental outlaws in a cleaner, more regulated world. Number 7. Soviet Belarus MTZ-50. The unstable giant. The Soviet-built Belarus MTZ-50 was one of the USSR's major exports, sent across Eastern Europe and even into Africa. It was cheap, powerful, and durable, but it had a terrifying flaw: poor balance. The tractor's high center of gravity and narrow track width meant it tipped over far too easily on uneven ground. Thousands of accidents were reported, especially in hilly areas. Many governments in Eastern Europe quietly pulled the MTZ-50 from distribution lists, effectively banning it in rural safety programs. Although Belarus tractors eventually improved, the MTZ-50 remains remembered as the tip-over terror. Number 8. Massey Ferguson 1505. The Massey Ferguson 1505 was introduced in the 1970s as a massive four-wheel drive powerhouse. It was one of the first attempts at building a truly gigantic tractor for industrial-scale farming, but the tractor proved to be more of a liability than an asset. Its massive size made it nearly impossible to maneuver safely in smaller fields. Worse, the tractor's hydraulic system had frequent failures, leading to steering lockups at high speeds. Several severe accidents occurred, and regulators moved fast to restrict its use. In many countries, the 1505 was banned from road travel altogether, and farmers quickly abandoned it for safer alternatives. Number 9. Kubota Gray Market Imports, the safety outlaws. Like John Deere, Kubota faced a major problem with gray market imports. Smaller Japanese-made Kubota tractors were shipped overseas without meeting US or European safety requirements. They lacked roll bars, seat belts, guards, and compliant hydraulics. These tractors were cheaper, which attracted many farmers, but the accident rate skyrocketed. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission (CPSC) and other agencies eventually banned the sale and use of these gray market Kubotas, issuing public warnings to anyone who owned them. Today, they're still floating around in second-hand markets, but legally they remain banned. Number 10. Case IH-4690, the widowmaker of the 80s. The Case IH-4690 was supposed to be a powerful four-wheel drive tractor for big farms, but it quickly gained a reputation for danger. The problem lay in its unique crab steer system, which allowed the tractor to steer with all four wheels. While innovative, it also made the tractor unpredictable at higher speeds. Many farmers reported losing control, especially on roads or when pulling large implements. Accidents piled up, and lawsuits followed. By the late 1980s, the tractor was quietly pulled from production, and in some states, regulators effectively banned its road use. The 4690 remains infamous as one of Case IH's most dangerous creations. And there you have it, 10 tractors so extreme, so unsafe, or so ahead of their time that they were wiped out forever. Which one shocked you the most? Do you think some of these should have been saved, or were they truly too dangerous to exist? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more crazy tractor and machine stories, and as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.